Right now, it's all about one of the most entertaining miniseries that I've watched in a long time. An African City debuted a few weeks back and is catching the attention of many, which many are calling Africa's answer to the very famous Sex and the City.
The African continent finally has you back, and just in time for the holidays.
How was your flight?
It was good. Flight was good.
And how does it feel to be back?
It is exciting and it is scary at the same time. It's scary because I don't know how I'm going to survive without Starbucks coffee.
After being away from home for a long period of time, like myself, 5 women who have lived in both the United States and the United Kingdom decide it's time to make their way back home to their beloved Accra, Ghana. I'm getting the scoop on an African City from the creator herself, Nicole Amarteifio, and 2 cast members, Maame, Adjei, and Nana, Mensa. First of all, I'm addicted to the show. It gives me my entire life every Sunday because obviously I can relate to it.
Great.
So congratulations on the show.
Thank you so much.
Let's get into a little background on you. You studied African Studies and International Development.
Yes.
No background in film?
No background.
So
in film.
how did your interest in film come about?
Well, actually, I take that back. And probably in high school, I did do some theater, where I met one of the castmates, Nana Mensa. But no, I went to college and decided to do African Studies and International Development. And then I went on to grad school and did communications. And in communications is where I learned more about video production, and video production ties into film.
So you returned to Ghana, and from what I read, you noticed the male-female dynamic was intriguing. And then you started writing poetry, and then you came about with your first screenplay.
Yes,
correct?
That's the story. But actually, I have to backtrack again and say, before I noticed the male-female dynamic in the country, I was also noticing an interesting dynamic when it comes to international development and the imagery of the African woman. And the imagery of the African woman seemed to always be about poverty, it was always negative.
Right.
It was always, the African woman is pregnant with HIV and needs to be educated about maternal and child health. So I said, what's the new image?
Right.
What's another image of an African woman that could be portrayed to the world? Then I came to Ghana and started dating here. And I noticed many interesting things between the dynamics of dating.
Wow.
Many interesting things.
As like examples?
Yeah, so, certainly now I've come back twice,
right.
And it is interesting to see what it's like to come back as a 25-year-old and what it's like coming back as a 30-year-old. There's actually a difference. But yeah, just the fact that the expectations on the man to pay for everything.
Oh yeah.
When you're a woman who's, taken care of yourself all this time.
Right.
So being told actually by men that you're dating there's certain things that you cannot buy because he has to buy it for you. And yeah, we want to feel like a princess, but there's a balance.
Yeah.
It's great to feel special,
yeah.
Okay? But then that means there are going to be certain expectations of me as an African woman that I might not be able to live up to.
Yeah.
I might not be able to cook you breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Right.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
And
maybe Sunday off a little
Right.
bit, maybe. So I just feel like there's some expectations on men and there's some expectations on women that need to be reevaluated.
Right. So is
Just a
that
little bit.
how an African City all came about?
Yes, I mean, I was sitting in 2006. I was in my living room watching. One of my really good friends had brought me the DVD set of Sex and the City, all the reruns, season 1 to season 6, season 6 part 1 and 2, and so I was watching it, and I just started thinking, what's the Ghanaian version of this? What's the African version of this? Right. And at that time, I knew nothing about the film industry, but I just said, let me just start writing. Wow. And then by the time I got into grad school, I met a professor who showed me actually how to write screenplays. And he just said, Nicole, you don't know how this will get on TV one day, but just write.
Okay. So we're 4 episodes in.
Yes.
Have you received, any backlash? Because some of the topics are not, how do I say this? Like, it's not the norm in society for us.
Yes, I say, actually, what's been interesting is where I expected to see backlash, I'm not seeing the backlash. And where I didn't think of anything, that's where I'm seeing some of the backlash. No, so yeah, episode 4, you know, Sade, who you'll meet later today, and who's one of our more adventurous characters.
She really is.
Yeah, I actually thought I would get a lot of backlash on that episode. I actually thought I would lose a lot of my audience on that episode because I just wasn't sure if the continent was ready for that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Oh no, but people love it.
Really?
And I've been told that I was misinformed because you can actually buy some of those products in Togo, Benin, Nigeria.
Wow.
You can buy those products here. So I've been re-educated in my thought that you couldn't.
Yeah. Because I thought that would be the episode that you would get the most backlash.
People have loved it.
Now let's get to know more about the ladies in front of the camera. Maame, Adjei. Beautiful. Although you're in front of the camera, your passion lies behind the camera as a television producer. How did it come about for you to be more in front of the camera?
She approached me and she said, I'm doing this web series, you should be in it. And initially I was like, yeah, no. I'm not an actress. I was very nervous about it, but she believed in me. She said, you can do this, I know you can do it. And I was like, okay, if you believe I can, then I can.
So your character Zainab is into business. What else will viewers learn about her during the season?
I think Zainab is the more level-headed one of all the girls. She is. You know, she always states her opinion and she's like right to the point. I think throughout the season they also learn that not only does she have a business side, but she has an emotional side. You know, she's looking for love like all the other girls, and so she has that emotional side that women can connect to. You know, she's not just a hard-nosed businesswoman.
Yeah.
She's like any other woman, you know, dynamics.
Right.
Yeah.
Nana Mensa, you're a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania.
I am.
Correct. And your acting resume is extensive. You've acted alongside everyone from Alec Baldwin, Meryl Streep, and Gabourey Sidibe.
Yes.
Yes, right? So how has your transition been so far, moving back to Ghana?
Well, I'm actually not here full time.
Okay.
I split my time between New York, Austin, Texas, and Ghana. That's maybe shifting to Paris and Ghana. We shall see.
Nice.
But I do love being back. I love reconnecting with family. I haven't had as much of because I haven't fully committed the way Maame Adjei has.
Right.
And Nicole, of course. I haven't fully, you know, experienced the the throes of being back as a returnee. I do identify with their experiences though, even just, you know, the hilarious one, which often gets overlooked when people quote the show, but just the idea of you know, the house girl being like, did you bring me shoe?
Oh yeah.
Madame, did you bring me shoe? It's like so typical.
Now your character Sade, she's off the hook. Would call her maybe a gold digger. Like everything is paid for, her home, her car, and then she influences her friends like, just get the man, he'll do everything for you. How difficult or easy has it been for you to play Sade?
Well, first let me take up issue with the employment of the word gold digger.
Yes.
Sade, you know, she went to Harvard Business School.
Yeah, she's very
she
smart.
is highly educated.
Right.
She's totally capable of achieving for herself what other men happen to achieve for her.
Right.
That said, I think she's savvy, and I think that she very much recognizes that there is a transactional nature between men and women, and she does not shy away from that reality. And therefore, let it be about what she can get out of it, because in her estimation, men love women while they're young and can provide a certain amount of status for them.
So before we wrap up, where can viewers find you? Twitter? What's your Twitter handles?
Okay. Okay. I do tweet. I'm just getting into it. I'm new to the Twitter game, as they say. It's Nana Mensa. It's pretty easy to remember, and I'm on Instagram at official Nana Mensa.
Perfect. Nicole?
And for the show, definitely tune into the show on Sunday at youtube.com/AnAfricanCity. And the Twitter handle is also An African City. And we're also on Facebook, An African City. And you can tweet me at all things Africa.
all things Africa.
Yes.
Perfect.
And you can tweet me and find me on Instagram under Miss Adjei. So MSADJEI for both Twitter and Instagram.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
We love the show.
Vanessa.
Every Sunday.
Yes.
We're hoping it gets picked up for another season, even though we're not even halfway through.
Yeah.
The first
The
one.
first one, yeah.
So congratulations. And
Thank you.
okay, so make sure to tune into An African City every Sunday, 1 p.m. GMT. This is your girl, Vanessa Gyan, and you're watching Entertainment News on ETV Ghana.